Welcome to This Explainer. If you're a financial pro, an auditor, or a stakeholder dealing with corporate reporting in India, well, consider this your essential mission briefing. We are looking at a major regulatory shift, one that has fundamentally rewired how companies handle their books. Today, we're decoding the educational material on Indian Accounting Standard 116, or Ind AS 116 for short, which is all about leases. And let me tell you, this isn't just some minor update with a few tweaked paragraphs. No way. It is a brand new era of financial transparency.
Okay, let's dive into this because the transition we're talking about here is truly monumental. The shift from previous accounting practices to this new standard has absolutely sent ripples through finance departments everywhere. So whether you're the one actually preparing the financial statements or the one analyzing them, this is the exact question you need to be asking yourself right now. The rollout of Ind AS 116 basically means the old ways of looking at lease contracts are completely out, and a much more rigorous framework is in. It's effectively ending the era of those hidden off-balance sheet operating leases.
To navigate all this, we've got a guiding hand, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, or the ICAI. They are the authoritative entity here, and they've been striving incredibly hard to ensure that Indian corporate reporting doesn't just meet local needs, but is, high quality and completely comparable on a global scale. They're the ones who actually put together the super detailed educational material we're unpackaging today. It's designed to help professionals implement these standards in the exact spirit they were originally formulated. To really appreciate the scale of this whole thing, we need to look at the timeline. It actually started back in February 2015 with the notification of the company's rules for Indian accounting standards. But notice the sudden acceleration right there at the end. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs officially notified Ind AS 116 in March 2019, and boom, it came into effect almost immediately. We're talking April 1st, 2019 for annual reporting periods beginning on or after that date. Talk about a rapid shift from notification to enforcement. Recognizing just how complex that sudden shift was, the ICUI published this comprehensive educational material in January 2020 to serve as a critical lifeline. So the transition here is absolute. Ind AS 17, that was the previous standard on leases, has been completely scrapped. Done. Ind AS 116 is our new reality. From April 1st, 2019 onward, any financial professional looking at lease accounting literally had to close the book on AS 17 and master this completely re-engineered framework of Ind AS 116. Now, what's really interesting about this quote is that specific word, enormously. This comes straight from the foreword of the educational material written by the president of the ICAI. And they don't use the word enormously lightly. While both lessors and lessees are affected, this standard represents a massive upheaval specifically in how lessees must report their lease contracts. It requires almost all leases to be recognized right there on the balance sheet as right-of-use assets. It completely redefines the landscape of a company's financial obligations and how they present them to the world. But, why go through all this upheaval in the first place? Why even replace the old standard? Well, this quote answers the why perfectly. This entire transition to the new set of Indian accounting standards, which are converged with the International Financial Reporting Standards, or IFRS, is all about global parity. The ICAI wants to guarantee that when an investor, or any stakeholder really, looks at the financials of an Indian corporate entity, those numbers are speaking the exact same language, with the exact same rigor as other major global economies. So the crucial point is captured right in the core philosophical objective of Ind AS 116. It's all about faithful representation. The standard basically demands that lessees and lessors provide relevant information that shows the true effect of leases on three vital areas: financial position, financial performance, and cash flows. This gives users of those financial statements a highly accurate, unclouded basis to assess a company's true economic reality, rather than just relying on, an accounting illusion. Because the demands of faithful representation are so incredibly high, the ICAI knew the industry desperately needed a compass. So, enter the hero of our explainer, the Ind AS Implementation Committee. This committee is the dedicated body that has made some seriously arduous efforts to ensure a smooth, effective transition from the previous gap. They're the ones who formulated this educational material. They provided the necessary guidance, issued timely clarifications, and actively engaged with members just to make absolutely sure everyone was on the same page. So, what does this compass actually look like? Well, the material is meticulously structured. First, it starts with a comprehensive summary of Ind AS 116, Then it dives deep into frequently asked questions. And finally, it gives us two highly practical appendices, one mapping out the differences with the international IFRS 16 for that global context, and another comparing it against the older AS 19 to help bridge the gap from past to present. It's pretty much a complete, practical roadmap from top to bottom. And this brilliantly illustrates how the implementation committee actually designed the guide. They knew that just handing out the dry theoretical text of the standard wouldn't be enough, right? The real value lies in the actionable guidance. By using targeted FAQs and detailed practical illustrations, like, say, figuring out those tricky discount rates or variable lease payments, they take the complex principles enunciated in the standard and show you exactly how to apply them to the complicated, multi-layered lease contracts that entities deal with every single day. Published back in January 2020, this document really stands as the ultimate tool for navigating this new era. Whether you're a preparer actively drafting the statements, an auditor verifying compliance, or just a stakeholder trying to wrap your head around the financial health of an organization, this educational material empowers you. It gives you the tools to confidently apply these new, very strict rules in real practical situations. Which brings us to our final thought. Now that we understand the enormous shift brought on by Ind AS 116 and that strict requirement for total transparency regarding financial position, performance, and cash flows, I want you to look at your own organization. Does your financial reporting faithfully represent your lease transactions today? Are you leveraging the ICAI's guidance to ensure you're at global parity? It's a massive transition for sure, but the roadmap is right there waiting for you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.